So we're back in with another first impressions video for Marvel Strike Force, and we've got our first X-Force character of the new batch. So the new batch of course will include Domino, who we're looking at today, and then you've got Negasonic Teenage Warhead from the Deadpool movie, and then you've also got X-23 who's coming as well. She looks really interesting actually. Now for this video anyway, it will be the usual format we do for first impressions these days. There's no orb openings because the footage isn't from my own account, but we do replace it with a pretty stacked character, which I would say is a lot more interesting. We will check out our stats. They've already been punched into the spreadsheet. We'll talk about which abilities I would tier for. We'll then have a look at the animations, and then we finish up doing Nexus 8.3. That's one of the best stages to test out the higher level teams that I have access to at the moment. But let's jump in and we'll have a look at the stats first and see how they compare. So I've got these punched into the spreadsheet already, so I've got it written down here. The health is a D rating. You've then got the damage on the higher side, that's up at a B. For armour, that's an A, so that is exceptionally high there. I'm not sure how she actually gets high armour. If you know why she should have high armour from a flavour perspective, then let me know in the comments below. Not that I'm complaining about it, but I'm just curious why her armour is so high. Focus is a D, and then resistance is really pretty high. That's way up at an A rating there. And it makes sense because it's going to be hard to land things on her because she is a lucky character after all. Her speed, if we scroll down a little bit, is coming in at 105 there. That is on the slower side. We've had some really fast characters recently, so 105 actually comes in at a C, so very much middle of the road. But that's the stats, so we'll have a look at the abilities now. We start off here then looking at the basic. It's called Lucky Shot. So with this, you're attacking primary target for 160% damage, and you're gaining 50% crit chance for the attack, and you gain an assist from a random X-Force ally. It's currently at level 6. If it went to 7, it's an additional 50% to a primary target. That really isn't worthwhile going for at all. We have Fire in the Hole next, so turn number 2 you'll be using this. If Deadpool is an ally, transfer all negative effects from self and each X-Force ally to Deadpool, so that will be healing him. But in the back of my head, it's been so long since I've tested it, but does heal block actually stop Deadpool from healing? Let me know in the comments below if it does. If it does, it could make this a bit more dangerous. If it doesn't, then transferring all the negative effects is really pretty amazing. It'll be giving him near enough a full heal potentially. With this as well, you fill speed bar for Deadpool by a whopping 80%, so if he's close to getting a turn, he could be, in effect, be getting 2 turns in quick succession. And then you attack the most injured enemy for 320% damage, and all adjacent targets for 290% damage as well. Now this one has been maxed out already. Looking at the difference from 6 to 7, you're filling the speed bar for Deadpool by an extra 20%, and you get 50% damage to primary and secondary targets. So this is one, like many I talk about, if you're going hard on the team and you really want them to shine, and then this is one you would go for. But if you're just using them as a regular team, then I wouldn't go for it personally. We have our turn number 1 skill. This one is no scope, so in total it's 6 turns to charge, comes fully charged. So you're attacking primary target for 270% damage, applying disrupted, then your rebound chain to 2 to 3 adjacent targets for 200% damage. If the character's below 50% health, you rebound chain to 5 adjacent targets, which is pretty amazing. With it being the rebound chain, that will be a whole lot of attacks going off, and then dodge would break the chain. Now if it was maxed out, you get 40% damage to primary and secondary targets, and then the rebound chain to 3 adjacent targets while above 50% health. So the way it's working here is when she's over 50, you get additional 3 targets, and then when you're below, you'll be getting the 5 targets there. All the damage could really stack up with this. This is one that I would say would be worthwhile maxing out. The passive is the last ability we look at. It's on spawn, fill speed bar by 15%, and then on X-Force allies turn, 50% chance to apply evade to the allies. That's pretty strong there, and you gain 10% dodge chance, and X-Force allies gain 10% dodge chance as well. You're then getting some crit damage as well. X-Force allies of course are getting that crit damage, and then this is interesting and I like this, you apply minus 15% crit damage to all enemies, so that's a luck element coming in there. If they do get a crit on her, it's not going to hit as hard. We then have the part of the kit that will relate to the X-Force team taking down the mercs, because really that's why they've been brought out. It's a bit disappointing to see them brought out so soon after the mercs come out, and we've got a counter already, but That's the way the game seems to be going these days. But with this, on War Defense, or War Offense even, on spawn you reduce speed bar for all enemies by 5% and you apply offense up to all X-Force allies. That on its own won't be enough to take down the mercs, but once we get Negasonic and we get X-23, then they will most likely smash them. That's what they are really being created for. If you were to max it out, an additional 25% chance to apply evade. If we scroll back up to that, we can see that was the evade on the X-Force allies turn, so it got up to 75%, which is pretty amazing. So I would say that's worthwhile, and then you get an additional crit damage for self and X-Force allies as well, and they will hopefully be doing more crits. That's all their abilities. Character model, I absolutely love it, really do like that. A few characters recently I've not been too keen on, the likes of Taskmaster, but this one here, I think they've completely knocked out of the park with her. Big fan of it. Let's jump in now and we'll have a look at our animations. So I just have Domino at the moment, but I will do a matchup in a minute with Deadpool as well, because I believe you get more unique animations there. But let's start off just with Domino on her own, see what the animations are like. Got the sniper rifle there, little wink at the camera, and then she no-scopes him. That's awesome. That's really good, that one. And was that a unique dodge animation there actually? I'm trying to think, the characters normally have a specific animation, just a nice little twirl. It's pretty cool if that's the case there. Let's go for this one next with Grenade. I believe if you have Deadpool, they perhaps toss the grenade between each other. Let's see what she does on her own. Pulls a pin. Yeah, she's just going to chuck it over her head. There we go. And then we'll get a few basic attacks here. There's just 3 enemies remaining, but we'll see if we can see any different animations. The last character we covered actually had 3 different animations for the basic. So let's see what we've got here. Nice little jump there, pull out the pistols, there we go. That dodge is fantastic, I absolutely love that, that's great. Let's see what we'll have next anyway. Basic attack here, there's a different one. Is that a knife she was throwing out? So that's all the animations. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump in, we're going to do a partial X-Force team, because of course we've only got so many characters for them at the moment, and then from there later on I'll look to take some requests and actually do some tier 8 blitz with different matches. We'll have of course Cable, Deadpool and Domino, and we'll need to fill up the other 2 spots, but that's what I'm looking for advice from you all about it. But let's go in and check out the partial X-Force team just now, and it will be Nexus we'll do it in. So we'll jump into Nexus 8.1 here. I'm only going to run 4 characters because we've got the X-Force characters and I wanted to place in ones that don't really have a team at the moment, and Storm is definitely one of those characters. So this is the 4 we'll be running, and we have got some nice synergies going on between them. We'll put the animations on ×2 then, and when we get to Domino we'll slow it back down again. Let's see, so you've got the speed bar filling up there. Right, we'll keep it on slow for this one. Let's start off with Captain Marvel. Actually, she's the most dangerous there. That's pretty awesome, that animation. I hate these new health bars. It's really hard to tell how much health a character has, because we're what, 2 years we've had a certain health bar type and then it gets changed. For me it's personally far too late in the game to be changing something like that. Yes, things do change, but I'm not a fan of that at all. So hopefully they'll maybe give the option to lower them back, but I think it's probably because we'll be getting ISO 8 and the health will be going through the roof with that, so that's why that is there, most likely. Let's actually just go for this here. Because you've got minions, I should apply the bleed as well. Yeah, there we go. And I just realised I've had it in ×1, as much as I said it was going to be ×2 for the other characters. Let's speed it up a second. Then we've got Cable here. Fire off this. And there's your assist coming as well there. I want to see the move where she throws the grenade. That does sound pretty awesome. Here we go. So let's see what we get here with this one. Just team up attack. Throws it over her head. Yeah, that's awesome. That's really good. Your timer's going to count down in certain modes when that's happening, but other than that, it does look nice. So here we go, we can actually take out Captain Marvel here, I'm pretty sure. Get it back on ×2 for that. And then we'll keep charging up Storm a little bit more here. And then it's just taking down the remaining characters. So let's see with Ultimate now, because it's changed on Cable. Wow, that's going to hit really hard. It's nice the combo attacks you get between them, obviously Cable and Deadpool, and then you've got Domino as well, so it's quite nice to see a team actually do that with the attacks. So you get your usual synergy which is in the stats, which is kind of boring synergy in a way, but when you have characters combining their moves, we don't actually see that many ones like that, I don't believe. Just fan through the rest of this match now anyway. We'll see if we get any different unique animations from Domino for the basic. I've had 2 of them so far. We'll see if there's a third in just a second if we get the chance. Yeah, let's fire over here, slow it down. We've got the knife thrown out again, and you can see that was a crit hit because she's got the higher chance of that. And then we've got the assist here. Storm seems decent in the short term. It's just who would be in that 5th slot. And on the subject of that, let me know, because I will look to do another Blitz match with the X-Force team that we have at the moment. So I'm looking for suggestions who you want for slots 4 and 5, and I'll fingers crossed get that out later tonight. That's Domino, interesting character of course. We don't have the full team yet, so I can't really make too much of an analysis, but let me know what you think of on the comments below, and thanks for tuning in, stay safe, see you all again soon.